Hey everyone, today I'll be taking a look at the Marvel Legends retro carded Spider-Man Symbiote Spider-Man. Oh, this is the one I was most excited of out of this wave. This figure looks absolutely beautiful in the package, but as you can see, open window displays the figure, all of the accessories. You got images Symbiote Spider-Man right there, or is this the cloth suit? We don't know. On the top, you got Spider-Man right there. Spider-Man image right there. Marvel Comics. In the back, you got an image of Spider-Man. Another image of Spider-Man. Spider-Man up the top right there. All the other figures you need to collect in the wave. Barcode, legal stuff. On the top, window. On the bottom, window. As you can see, I'm talking kind of fast. Let me adjust the lights. I'm talking kind of fast when I'm talking about these figures because I just really want to get these guys open. Getting them out of the packaging, I absolutely love this figure. I've been a fan of the black suited design, the costume design for a while, and I'm glad to have a figure representation of him. The head sculpt, I'm pretty sure this is new for this figure, and it looks really good. The white eyes are painted very cleanly on mine, and not that much else on the head sculpt. On the chest area, the paint work looks pretty clean. If there is multiples in the store, I suggest you look through all of them, and also for like all of these figures, just to make sure that the one you pick is the paint doesn't have that much scuffage on it. Unfortunately, there was only one for mine, but there is a bit of some paint mishap right there on the abs area. But it does look really good, and on the chest area, the paint feels very thick. It looks kind of 3D printed a bit, if you can see that. But the lines for the spider legs are painted pretty cleanly, except there's a little scratch right there on mine. In the back, unfortunately, this the abdomen of the spider is crooked. It leans off to the right. Unfortunately for mine, it does that. Kind of sucks, but honestly I can live with it. And also there's some lines that continue with the butterfly joints, and of course it gaps up because it's gonna do that. It's a plastic figure, it's not made out of like cloth or anything. But not much for the arms. There is some white lines on the hands, and then the legs is just black, so not much detail going on for this figure. For the accessories, out of the package, he comes with his fist, or is that, what does he come with? It doesn't really matter anyway. But he comes with also 2 wall crawling hands, which have the rectangles on it as well. And people were complaining that like this is not the Symbiote Spider-Man, because if it was the Symbiote Spider-Man, it would have the dots on the fist because he doesn't do the flipping with it with the Symbiote suit. I'm kind of glad that it's the cloth suit because I like the flipping hands. And speaking of the flipping hands, flipping hands have the rectangle on as well. And there is an issue with my fisted hands, only with the fisted hands. All the other hands pop on there securely. They're really loose, and on the left side, it tends to like to pop off kind of and like droop down like that, which is kind of annoying. But honestly, I'm not gonna have them displayed with the fisted hands. Probably gonna have them in like a web shooting pose. But it does bother me a bit, but honestly I can kind of deal with it. Really measuring this guy to see how tall he is. He stands at almost, not almost 7 inches, about 6.5 inches tall, so pretty good size for this guy. And comparing him next to the other 2 figures from this wave that are reviewed, here is Shocker and here is Ben Reilly. For me, it looks like Ben Reilly is a bit taller than this guy. I guess it's just the head size and stuff. And if you want to pair this guy with the Shocker, you can recreate that moment from the show if you want to do that. And also here is next to Spider-Man 2099, another retro carded figure, and those 2 look pretty good together as well if you want to pose them around next to each other. But yeah, for articulation, we're going to run through this pretty quickly because I already talked about it with the Ben Reilly. See, the head can look up that far, and there is gappage because there is on the dumbbell joint. can look down that far, get some pretty good head tiltage, rotation. Arm can hinge up to about right there. I didn't try this on the Ben Riley one because I didn't want to scratch it, but you can get it up to there for this body mode. Butterfly joints work really well. Bicep rotation, double bend at the elbow doesn't work as well as I would like it to, unfortunately. Wrist rotation, wrist can hinge out and in. There is a ball joint at the mid-torso and an ab crunch at the waist area, so using both of those, you can get in the crunch forward pretty far, crunch back pretty far, and using the ball joint, you get some tilt and some rotation. Drop down hips allows you to kick up that far, kick back that far, you can go out right there. Thigh rotation, double bend at the knee, pretty good. There is a boot rotation. Ankle can hinge up, hinge down, and you got ankle pivot. So obviously the articulation on this figure is absolutely amazing. You can get them in some pretty good dynamic poses if you would like to do that. So overall, this is a really good Spider-Man figure. This was my most anticipated figure of the Spider-Man wave, and I'm really glad that I found it in Walmart, and it's just really good. I love the white paint on it. What a white paint is really clean on my figure. The articulation is obviously amazing, and it's just overall a good figure. So I'm gonna have to give it a solid 10 out of 10. I know the fisted hands is pretty loose on mine, but I'm not gonna display them with the fisted hands. Like I said, I'm gonna have him probably a web shooting pose. But yeah, very solid figure, and I love it very much. So anyway, that's it for this review. I'll see you next time. Bye.